another edition of Here PEI Videos. Today we're going to talk about an important topic, hearing accessibility that is enshrined in human rights legislation.
Hearing loss is an invisible disability, so the ordinary person, when they look at you, they don't realize that you have a hearing loss. But those people that suffer with hearing loss have a right to be able to communicate effectively wherever they are.
We work to promote the inclusion and participation of all islanders in all aspects of island society. One of the fundamental principles of our organization is to work to ensure that all people with disabilities experience full citizenship.
Canada is the signatory to the United Nations Declaration for Human Rights, which includes hearing accessibility.
Article 9 of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities outlines the need for measures to ensure persons with disabilities access, on an equal basis with others, to the physical environment, to transportation, to information and communications, including information and communications technologies and systems, and to other facilities and services open or provided to the public, both in urban and in rural areas.
One of the things that we do here at the Commission is to help people in terms of understanding their rights and responsibilities around human rights.
The PEI Human Rights Act mandates the Commission conduct programs of public education in the field of human rights to promote islanders' understanding of their human rights and responsibilities. The Act also mandates the Commission investigate allegations of discrimination.
From the Human Rights Act for the Province of Prince Edward Island. It is recognized in Prince Edward Island as a fundamental principle that all persons are equal in dignity and human rights without regard to age, color, creed, disability such as hearing impairment, ethnic or national origin, family status, gender expression, gender identity, marital status, political belief, race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, or source of income.
These allegations of discrimination must have occurred in one of 7 specific areas covered by the Human Rights Act. The 2 most frequently cited being the area of employment and the area of services and facilities available to the public, which includes municipal and provincial government services, dining establishments, lounges, retail stores, and other organizations serving the public.
We must advocate for the hard of hearing. We have to make it known that we need extra measures in place in order to communicate effectively.
The duty to accommodate may look like an employer providing some sort of assistive technology so an employee with hearing impairment can better perform their job duties. Or the duty to accommodate may look like providing real-time captioning at conferences, events, or meetings to maximize inclusion of participants with hearing impairment.
We fundamentally believe that people that experience hearing loss should be able to navigate through their community and access services and programs as much as every other individual.
It is important to remember that each person's needs are unique and must be considered afresh when an accommodation request is made.
We approach our work from a human rights perspective. It's a rights-based movement, and that we believe that if you are a citizen of this province or this country, that you should be able to navigate through your community like every other individual.
One of our members who has a severe hearing loss informed me that she could no longer go shopping alone. She relies on having someone with her to interpret what is being said because she is solely dependent on speech reading.
If you have hearing loss, you use sign language or you don't use sign language, the masks are a huge barrier. So we've seen some great organizations be innovative and create masks that are see-through, and we've been promoting those and getting them out to folks. If you read lips, it's essential that you be able to see people's faces, read their lips, and understand the expression and the emotion from the movement in their face.
A non-medical mask is intended to protect others by trapping droplets that release when you talk, cough, or sneeze. In some instances, however, wearing non-transparent masks have unintended negative consequences for other people. People who are deaf or hearing impaired often use visual cues and lip reading to understand what you are saying.
For newcomers to Canada that are learning English or French, it's helpful to see the lips and facial expressions of the person they are speaking to.
People who have autism spectrum disorder may also have greater difficulty recognizing nonverbal cues, such as interpreting other people's facial expressions.
A clear window mask is a useful aid for anyone working with a new language learner.
Just as you are caring about others when you wear a mask, if you choose one which is transparent or has a clear window, you will be including people with hearing loss or autism proactively in your conversations.
Other hearing accessibility aids, such as subtitles and videos, allow new language learners to access important information and take part in virtual meetings.
What we would really like to see is when government is making public health decisions that they consult people with disabilities, specifically people with hearing loss, and that they use a disability lens when they create policy and public health directives.
So employers and service providers must be mindful that the rules they put in place to protect against the virus do not discriminate, and that they accommodate people who may have additional needs to consider.
In closing, should any employer, service provider, landlord, or volunteer organization require additional information on the duty to accommodate the needs of people with hearing impairment, please contact the Commission at 902-368-4180 or via our website at peihumanrights.ca.
Thank you for thinking about others when you put on your mask.
We must continue to emphasize the importance of the hard of hearing, who make up a large percentage of society, to be able to communicate effectively.
It is really important that you know that people want to communicate, but they have to communicate in the way that best suits their lives.
We hope you have enjoyed this edition of Hear PEI videos and that you are now ready to take up the challenge of promoting hearing accessibility as it's enshrined in human rights legislation.